Hi! Once you've submitted your proposal and you've received feedback from me, you will begin working on your annotated bibliography. Essentially, an annotated bibliography is an evaluation of sources, and you will provide annotations for 6 of your sources by providing the following information: the qualifications of the author, a brief summary of the text, how this specific research is useful to your study of topic, and how it compares to other research that you've been looking at for this specific topic. The word annotation might seem a little bit confusing at this point because we've been completing annotation assignments throughout the semester. But this annotation, and although this annotation seems a little different, I should say, it's really the same thing. Remember that an annotation is essentially a commentary of a text or a passage. So rather than just making a commentary on a specific passage, sentence, or quote that an author uses, you're going to be making a commentary on the text as a whole. And again, that commentary should provide the qualifications of the author, a summary of the text, how the specific article or essay is useful to your research paper, and how this specific argument, essay is relating to other arguments and essays that you're going to be incorporating in your research assignment. And this will be useful because you'll be able to see how the research that you're looking at not only compares to one another, but how it's building on your research assignment. In order to complete this assignment, you will research 6 outside sources. 3 of those sources must come from the online database that we reviewed a few weeks ago. And the remaining 3 essays might be a reading from Rereading America or from Modern Romance. You may even use a documentary or a TED Talk or something of the sort. It's really up to you what you decide to use. Another reason why I would like you to create and submit an annotated bibliography is so that you can show me what sources you're planning on using for your essay, and I can give you feedback whether or not those sources are applicable. If at any stage you decide to change a source, that doesn't mean you have to resubmit a different annotated bibliography. So just keep that in mind, because sometimes a few students change the sources that they're using in their essay because they decide to change their topic, or they just find a better source, and they freak out because they think, oh no, I have to submit another annotated bibliography. You don't have to do that. So in short, I have provided you pretty much all of the information that I've just stated here on this assignment page. If you get lost researching, you may contact a librarian, and there's 2 links here. The contact link gives you a list of librarians and their contact information, and the chat takes you straight to the library chat website, and you're allowed to just answer a question, and a librarian will typically get back to you within a 24-hour period. If you need help with your annotated bibliography, as far as how to format it, what it should look like, worry not. I've provided some basic information. So one is the Annotated Bibliography Guidelines. So essentially this is another link to our Long Beach City College Library page, and it just gives you a brief information on what is exactly an annotated bibliography, what type of information should I be replying or providing for my annotated bibliography, why should I write an annotated bibliography, which you're probably asking yourself at this moment, and then how to format it. Just remember that although this page here does provide you a great amount of useful information, make sure that your annotation, the commentary that you're going to be writing, reflects these 4 points. And I've provided you an example here. Let's just let that load. Perfect. Alright, so this is an example from a student in a previous semester. I've taken out their header where it says their name, my name, the date, class, all that jazz, and the student here provided a citation. So every source that you're going to put in your annotated bibliography should have a citation, very similar to how you would draft one in your Works Cited page. And then the commentary, which is about 200 to 250 words. So remember that the annotation or the commentary should discuss who the author is, a summary of the overall argument or a summary of the overall text, how this relates to another work, and, oops, I blinked on the fourth one, and how you're planning on using it in your paper. So let's briefly go over this annotation so you can see how really straightforward and easy this assignment actually is. So here, our writer used Twitter and White Supremacy, a Love Story from Rereading America. Daniel speaks out about how social media promotes this hotbed of opinions. The author also points out the echo chamber that social media can produce. The author references Stormfront, one of the first websites that supported the KKK, and how that affected a child of the person who set up the website. The author also pointed out that the creation of the social media would allow for racist ideas to spread. There also was a reference to how Twitter was a direct reason for Trump getting elected. The purpose of this source is to write about the echo chamber that social media produces and why that is inherently bad for all users involved in such activities. This will be used to argue the disadvantage of the echo chamber, which is created and promoted by social media. Before this, it would have been much more difficult to get a group of people who believe the same ideals, but with social media, access to such groups is very easy. So overall, I believe that this annotation or commentary works fairly well. I would have liked to have seen more information on Daniels, who Jesse Daniels is, and the credibility of Daniels. But overall, I think that for the purpose of this assignment, the student clearly understands what this source is about and how they're going to be using this source in their specific essay. I've linked this for you to review, so feel free to look at the other annotations the student writes. Overall, I think they're pretty great. So you will be submitting something very similar in a couple of weeks. I will provide you some more information on formatting and minor things, but overall, this page here provides you general information on what your annotation or annotated bibliography should be about and the basic requirements. If you have any questions, please post on the research assignment discussion board.